This is how I turn my videos from this to this. What's up guys, welcome to PTQ4. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can make your studio or your setup look super cinematic for YouTube or Instagram with the art of lighting. So probably one of the first main things that I learned when I started doing lighting and just doing YouTube videos in general was to always start with a dark room. So one of the key benefits starting off with a dark room like this is that you can really start to see how each addition of light makes a difference. And one of the first steps that I recommend taking is starting with a key light. All right, so this is pretty much what my setup looks like with just the key light. So this light is super bright right now, so I'm gonna try to be as quickly as possible before I go blind. So basically your key light is just used to light your subject, which is me of course, or it's maybe used to highlight if you have like a product in front of you or something like that. But the key light that I'm using right now is the Aperture Amaran 60X. And I love this light for a few reasons, because you can change the brightness of it, you can change the color temperature, and it also has different lighting modes. And I think it only cost me about $150. This is actually kind of the first professional key light that I bought, and it definitely changed my lighting. And because this is a more professional light, you can also put softboxes on it. And speaking of softboxes, I actually use this giant softbox. This is the Aperture Light Dome SE, and basically this is gonna fix this whole overblown and overexposed issue. All right, so this is the result with the light box on there. As you guys can see, it makes a huge difference. One of the things about this light box is a light box pretty much is like a diffuser. It basically makes your lighting a lot softer, like as y'all can see. But one of the main things about a light dome that I think makes it so significant is that this one has a grid. And that's probably the main reason why I got this light dome, is because the grid basically makes sure the light is only going in one direction instead of being spilled all over the place. As y'all saw with the other one, light was just spilled everywhere. But with this one, you can see my background is a lot darker. My face looks a lot softer. My skin tones look a little bit better. The light dome I think cost me about $100. I will leave all the links in the description. And I'm not endorsed or sponsored by any of these companies. Also, I highly recommend bringing your light a little bit closer to you, because if you move the light farther, more light will spill into your background. So I right now have it about literally an arm's length away from me. So my second step to building your lighting is adding a fill light. So a fill light basically just lights up the shadows. That way my face is fully bright and can be fully seen. Now this fill light is just one on Amazon that I got years ago. I think it's by a brand named Yaiko, and it only cost me about $50 to $80, I believe. This light does fill into my background a little bit, but it's not too much. It's not as harsh, of course, having this light without the freaking light dome. Like I said, you can have it without it, and you can get this nice kind of more cinematic and dramatic look. But other times when I use a fill light, I usually use it when I'm reviewing a product, which I will get one real quick. But I got a gimbal right here, and also I just reviewed this gimbal on a previous video. But I got this gimbal right here, and without this fill light, you can't really see the whole product well, or in my opinion, you can't really see it good enough. But with the fill light, you can see more of the product, you can see more details in the arms, and you couldn't see that without it. Now my third step, and to me this is actually where the fun begins, is to add a rim light. Now a rim light basically highlights the outside of my body. Now I actually like to use several lights as a rim light, starting with that light bar back there. This is the Aperture T2C, and originally I actually got this to experiment with like some long exposure stuff, but I ended up using it to be a really cool rim light. So as you can see, my left side is lit up by the blue light. And one of the reasons why I like using this rim light is because it adds color to your video, and I also just think it looks cool. I think it cost me about $180, and I love this thing because it's RGB, so I can make it blue, I can make it red, I can make it purple, I can make it green. And usually each video that I do, I like to have it as a different color just to spice up the videos a little bit. The T2C also has different lighting modes and different scenes, just like with my key light, but that's just one rim light. So another one that I like to use is that neon sign. Now this is actually a custom sign by a company called Neon Signs Now. You could change it to pretty much any color, and it has so many different modes that I did not know about, and it has so much customization, and it even works with the app. Now one of the reasons why I love using this sign is because again, it adds more color, and sometimes I'll get like a double rim light. I'll show you an example of this one, what's in my camera bag video that I did. You can see at certain parts of the video, I actually have a double tone rim light, which is so fire to me. Plus it has my brand name, which I just think is cool, but I'm not done yet. So this is the Aperture MC9. And funny thing, I actually use this for my vlogging setup video. I actually use this as my main key light. So this is basically how I have it set up when I use it as a fill light. And just like the T2C is RGB, so I can make it any color I want to. And it also has different modes, just like this light and just like the T2C as well. And basically y'all can see the effect that it has. Of course, it adds some light to here. It adds some light to my right side. And that's pretty much it for fill lights, but I'm not done yet, because another big step is to add ambient lighting. Now these are already kind of ambient lights themselves, but the one thing that I like to do to add ambiance is to actually light up my shelf here. And I love it because it just adds more light, it adds more ambiance. Like I said, it just looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And these are puck lights that I got from Amazon. I'm not sure which brand they are, but it will be in the link in the description. I also can control them with an app as well. Another ambient light that I like to add So these are actually the monitor light bars from Govee. And one cool thing about these light bars is I can actually make one of them a different color. That way I have even more contrast. So another ambient light that I love using is my table underglow. Also, don't mind the cords right now, I'm still working on it, but the underglow to me just adds more personality and more aesthetic to the video. Some people might think it's too colorful, but I personally like it, and of course you can have your environment, your studio look however you want it to look. Okay, we're almost done, but another thing that I like to add that really just adds more ambiance is to actually turn on all my monitors. This is how it looks when I'm off, but when I'm on, you guys can see, it just adds a bit more ambiance, just a bit more light, a bit more color. And to me, it just really amplifies my videos and makes it more cinematic, makes it more fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope I was able to be a help. If you have any questions or just want to add more tips of knowledge, definitely put them in the comment section. Make sure to follow my Instagram at PTQIV4. I do a lot of my behind the scenes stuff. I do a lot of my just videography and photography work on there. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, stay blessed.